Michigan Magazine is kept on the road by our many Michigan friends. Thunder Bay Resort, a destination for all seasons with special events and packages. Thunder Bay Resort in Hillman. Cops and Donuts Bakery, downtown Clare, a winning combination. Cops and Donuts. On this week's Michigan Magazine, we bring you a report on the big historic move and restoration in Clare. It began last April and is progressing at breakneck speed. The historic Clare Train Depot, constructed back in the 1800s, traveled and settled into a new location a few hundred feet east of the location it occupied for over 100 years. It's now going through tremendous restoration, but it still needs your help to bring that dream to reality. We'll tell you a bit about that on today's show, but first, have you ever thought about becoming totally energy self-sufficient to the point that you are totally off-grid? It's possible, you know. On this week's show, we take you to a bed and breakfast in Hogama County that is just that. Plus, the owners want to spread the word about the possibilities. You can do it too. Besides providing a Northern Michigan retreat off the grid, they conduct seminars on how it can be done. Don't go away. Log Haven Bed and Breakfast is our first stop on this week's Michigan Magazine. Your northern experience is never complete without a stop at the historic Ma Dieters of Luzerne. Enjoy the ambiance inside or outside on the huge patio area. Order from the complete menu with entrees served hot, fresh, and good. Come experience Ma Dieters in the heart of God's country, Luzerne, Michigan. Luzerne Express Campground is the premier campground with everything to make your northern adventure complete. Modern and rustic campsites, equestrian campers welcome, a huge market with bakery and deli, nearby RV, hiking, and horse trails, along with a complete canoe, raft, and kayak rental. Visit us online, then call for more information and reserve your spot today. The Michigan-made rebounding mailbox pole. Never again worry about the winter snowplow taking out your mailbox. With this ingenious rebounding pole, your mailbox takes a hit and keeps coming back year after year. Call now or visit their website, toughmailboxes.com. For some people, living off the land is a dream. Mostly unattainable, but still a dream. For others, living off-grid is a more practical alternative, not as drastic, but much more attainable than you might think. On this edition of Michigan Magazine, we discovered a husband and wife team in northern Michigan, Paul and Gail Goddard, who've been doing just that and turned that experience into a beautiful bed, breakfast, and barn to share with everyone. What does it mean to be off-grid?
That means that the commercial power lines are 2 miles away, and we are not connected in any way to commercial power.
So where do you get your power?
We make our own. We have a wind turbine and a battery bank downstairs, and we make our own electricity.
Now that's something that a lot of people have just dreamed about and thought maybe it is totally impossible. This is just something that can't be done. But you have done it, and you've created a B&B, haven't you?
Yes, we sure have. It's been we've been here for 12 years, so this isn't anything new for us. Been doing it for a long time and very successfully.
Oh my goodness. Now, I would think it'd be kind of hard. Now, what stimulated the actual decision to do something like this and discover that it may be possible? I mean, this takes a rare breed, I think, to actually do something.
We got a quotation from the local power company. There was a substantial amount of money to bring power to the property, and simply felt that we could spend that money in looking at alternative energy. Mm-hmm. And we did, and it has turned out just fine. It works like a champ.
We just have one hard, fast rule here, and that is if you turn it on, you have to turn it off. Uh-huh. So we're very aware of our electrical usage. Mm-hmm. We use energy-efficient appliances, compact fluorescent light bulbs. We simply watch what we're doing, which is what anyone could do. You don't have to live off-grid to be energy conscious. Mm-hmm. And it's just a part of life. It's mm-hmm. not anything that we even think about anymore. It's just a normal way of behaving.
If you decided to go back on grid, which you probably never will, it would take something. I mean, the power lines aren't that near to you, are they?
Well, they're about 1.75 miles from us. So the power company would have to come in, and because we live in a state and national forest, all power lines all utilities have to be underground. So the power company would have to come in and install the connection to the closest, which is 1.75 miles, and then we would have to bring a line in from the road into the house. Certainly if that were to happen and it wasn't going to be an expense to us, we might consider using the power grid as a backup, but we doubt we'd ever go back to using that alone.
What power, wind power, solar power, what do you use and how do you use it?
We have out in front of the house on a 100-foot tower, a 3,000 watt wind turbine, and that means that at its peak production, which is 28 miles an hour wind, it produces 3,000 watts. It is a battery charger. The heart of the system is a battery bank, and what that is a battery charger. So that 3,000 watt turbine is charging the batteries, and then out of the batteries we take electricity to run the house. We invert the DC electricity from the batteries into conventional AC electricity to power the house.
Okay.
The house is all standard, code compliant AC with switches and outlets and everything like that. We get about 85% of our need out of the wind turbine itself. 15% balance comes from our backup generator.
Well, you must have been a whiz at this when you first got into it.
Not nearly as smart as I look, Barry. Honest to goodness. No, I'm just an old salesman, and
Okay.
I knew nothing about this.
Okay.
And that's a point I like to emphasize with people, that this is not beyond the reach of the average guy. It's not that you can do it all yourself, but it's simple to install, simple to understand, and the average person can get this done.
You're not hoarding all this information to yourself. I'm sure that you would, let people know how you did it. I understand that you're very open with that, aren't you?
You bet, you bet. We have a seminar here, first Friday of every month, assuming that there are attendees, which there are not necessarily every time. It's called the Basic Introduction to Alternative Energy, and I do charge. There is a fee, $135. And we invite people in and take them, just as the name implies, Basic Introduction to Alternative Energy. We take them from start to finish on what all is involved, how to do it, vendors, contractors, local code applications, and things of that sort. By the time they leave here, I promise them that they will be the smartest kids on their block when they get home. And sometimes they call and say they are.
So what you're doing is providing a seminar or information here on site to actually see it in operation, but it's doing something and letting people know of something that you've garnered constructing the house. So you've got a wealth of information that you're going to be letting people in on and how they can do it.
Yes.
But what I like too is that, my goodness, you can take the seminar in and you can enjoy a beautiful B&B. Tell us a little bit about what you've got here, Gail. I mean, this is wonderful. It's in a very nice area of the state.
It's a beautiful area. We are in the Huron National Forest, so we are remote. Our closest neighbor is 1.5 miles away. It's quiet. It's peaceful. The bed and breakfast has been operational since about 2004. We didn't really we didn't start off when we built this to become a B&B, but we have a lot of extra room, and we're small. We only have 3 guest rooms. Lots of porches, green porch. People come to hike, they come to relax, they come to cross-country ski. We encourage people who own their own horses to bring their horses, because we have facilities. We have a barn and pastures and stalls and that sort of thing, and then ride through the forest. So we do have a lot of people who come with their horses. It's a wonderful way to meet people. It's not a full-time business, but we have thoroughly enjoyed it, and we've met some great people, and it's a fun thing to do. We like to stay at B&Bs when we travel, and when we first built and friends and relatives would come to visit, we'd sit out on the deck and everybody would say, "Oh, it's so beautiful here, and this would be a wonderful place. You should have a B&B." And as frequent B&B guests, we said, how hard is this? So we learned a little bit about it. We joined the Michigan Lake to Lake Bed and Breakfast Association and, got some tips from them, and just kind of moved into it gradually, and had some brochures printed, which are available in the Michigan travel centers, and have a website, and have done a little bit of advertising, but I think a lot of it is word of mouth, a lot of it is internet. People go online and they're looking for a B&B, and there we are. So we do have a lot of repeat business, but we just did this because it's a great way to meet people, and it seemed to be kind of fun.
Yeah, it would be fun. Now, what type of people would you say would enjoy your bed and breakfast?
Well, we get people who, we don't typically have hunters or snowmobilers. We have people who enjoy the B&B experience like we do, who come up north for canoeing, because we're not far from Mayo and from the AuSable River, for cross-country skiing, for hiking, people who bring their horses. Also, people who are coming locally to attend weddings or graduation parties, or family get-togethers. So those are the people, and sometimes just folks who want to come up north and relax for the weekend.
Sit on the porch.
Sit on the porch, put your feet up, have a glass of wine, and enjoy the scenery and the quiet and the birds, and yeah.
And that's what it's all about, isn't it? To truly and actually unplug. Thanks, Gail. Thanks, Paul, for sharing your log haven with Michigan Magazine. Michigan Magazine is being brought to you in part by Experience the beauty, artistry, and taste of Northern Michigan. Come to Amish Country Natural Products on Mount Tom Road, north of Mile, just off M33. From arts and crafts to fresh foods and vegetables, all natural, all local, all good. Stop by and get acquainted with Amish Country Natural Products, 1454 North Mount Tom Road, Mile. Flu season. Be prepared. Get your immunizations now at Rose City Drug, your one-stop pharmacy, home health care, and medical supply outlet, offering a variety of on-site immunizations. Walk-ins are of course welcome. Call now for more information. Clemix Sales and Service on Mapes Road, west of Mile, your complete recreational vehicle sales and service connection. Visit their beautiful showroom of new and pre-owned ATVs, lawnmowers, power equipment, snowmobiles, utility vehicles, and more. Clemix Sales and Service is also the home of the American-made Victory motorcycle line on display at Clemix on Mapes Road, Mile. A working community effort does pay off big time. By pooling the talents of area volunteers, amazing things can happen. And in this case, history restored for the appreciation of countless generations to come. In Clare, Michigan, after years of diligent planning and work by citizen volunteers and enthusiastic historians, the historic Clare Train Depot was moved, placed securely on a new foundation, and is in the process of restoration into a new life as a community gem. Michigan Magazine was on the scene of the big move and talked with members of the project restoration team.
And how this operation is going to work, once the depot gets down in the hole, they will jack it up 11 feet in the air. And then we will pour a poured foundation underneath it, which will be 9 feet high, so we'll have a full basement. There'll be 2 ADA-approved restrooms down there, plus an elevator from the main floor, so everybody has access. And we're going to have a conference room down there for the Chamber of Commerce office. Now, the Chamber of Commerce office will be relocated from downtown inside the building there, it's actually going to as being a stopping point for the Rails for Trails. And so they would have easy access to the chamber office and facilities that are available in town and so on and so forth.
Oh my goodness, it is pretty much going to be a working railroad station too. Will the train be stopping by there, or is it just...
We do have, on special occasions, we do have festivals. Our St. Patrick's Day Festival is here one weekend in March, following real close to March 17th. We do have a train that comes from the Saginaw area to come up here, and that is the plan, is to have them disembark here at the train station. The train station also is going to be hopefully our trailhead for our Rails for Trails that goes through to Midland, and then it also goes all the way to Ludington from here.
Oh my, we got a lot of things going to be happening here in the area now.
Yes.
When can we see this all come together? I mean, there's dreams and there's hopes, but let's talk reality.
Well, there's dreams and there's reality, exactly. All right, our funds, we have gotten some major grants from corporations, Dow, Gerstecker Foundation, major grants. A lot of local people have donated money. Right now, our funds are just about exhausted between the move and the foundation. So at this point here, we get her down here, and then I think we're going to get more interest. We hope for more interest, and that the project has been languishing for quite a few years. And basically, it was funds like every other organization. But now reality comes here, and like, okay, something's really happening. The rhetoric has stopped, and now you see action. And I think more people are going to get interested. And one thing Mary and I have found out about this, neither of us really realized how many people are interested in the railroads. And we can tell you, Mary and I and folks from the city garage, we re-roofed this building. And we had people stop by, and this is literally, there was a gentleman from, I don't know, was it way up north or down south? He was up north?
Up north.
And he just came up and he said, man, I am so excited about this. And he pulled out his wallet and gave Mary money. And he says, if I had more to give you, I'd give it to you right now. But he said, I got to get home. And there's a lot of interest in people, and a lot of folks that came out here are not from around here today, that they're just interested in being on the website, from the depot website and Cops and Donuts. So there's a lot of people interested. There's a gentleman from Lapeer, Michigan. He drove up here and he says, I'm going to retire. He said, I'm not going to retire up here. He said, but if you need help, he gave Mary his name and phone number. He said, you just give us a call and we'll be glad to come and help. So there's a lot of people interested.
I think the railroad has a connection to the old hometown spirit and bringing people together from all parts of the country. You know, this is the way we used to commute. This is the way it was.
Exactly.
And it was kind of a very personal thing.
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to that. Now, how can people get involved by donations or any volunteer work they might be able to help out with?
Actually, if you would go on our website and, we take donations. We're also selling bricks. We plan to put a brick outlay in front of the depot here, and you can buy a brick for 2 different prices, and just donate money on the website.
Okay. Now here we are, 2014. We never did answer the question, when is this going to be all coming together?
Good Lord willing, the river don't rise as soon as possible.
Well, there you go. We'll leave it.
That's an unknown.
Okay, well, the quicker that people will donate or help out in any way they can, the
Right.
sooner we'll see this open and come into fruition, you know.
Absolutely.
Announcing the Michigan Paddle Sports Directory, your one-stop internet connection. At MichiganPaddlesports.com, it's now possible to explore Michigan's extensive waterways like never before. Michigan Paddle Sports Directory is a comprehensive directory of canoe and kayak rentals and liveries throughout the entire state of Michigan. At MichiganPaddlesports.com, you'll find a great paddling route, outfitter, store, school, rental shop, or tour guide. Michigan's great waterways are waiting for you. Make it an adventure worth remembering by first visiting MichiganPaddlesports.com. Hey, thanks for joining us on this edition of Michigan Magazine. Sure would like to see you in person. Michigan Magazine will be hanging out November the 15th at Luzerne Express, chatting with hunters. As firearm deer season gets underway in the state, hunters are encouraged to stop by with your hunting stories. Then on November the 16th, we'll be at Parkview Acres in Lepton again to check out all that action. We'll be giving away some great prizes and special giveaways at both locations. See you then. Meanwhile, here's today's phrase of the week. It's Somewhere in Time Weekend at the Grand Hotel. You know what to do. Send it to us via mail or email. You're then eligible to win some great Michigan prizes. A big thanks to you who actually write with pen and paper or shoot us an email off with your words of support, encouragement, and suggestions. Thanks again. We read each and every one and do our best to get back with you. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you on the next edition of Michigan Magazine. We'd like to thank all those that help keep Michigan Magazine on the road. Thunder Bay Resort, a destination for all seasons with special events and packages. Thunder Bay Resort in Hillman. Cops and Donuts Bakery, downtown Clare, a winning combination. Cops and Donuts. Hingeman Acres, Canoe Livery and Resort on M33 just north of Mayo, catering to the outdoor enthusiasts. Cabins, canoes, kayaks, rafts, and more. Daytime or overnight trips along the world-famous Asabo River. A family getaway for over 75 years. Hale Hardware, your do-it center in Hale, Michigan. Much more than a regular hardware store, providing everything you need for whatever your project is, along with a knowledgeable sales staff to get her done. Serving northern Michigan since 1946. Hale Hardware, south of M65 at Ainsley in Hale. Rose Valley Winery on Beechwood Road in Rose City. See what thousands are raving about, creating a delicious variety of award-winning Michigan wines. Stop by and taste for yourself. The taste of Michigan is yours at Rose Valley Winery.